who by now were almost overwhelmed by their commercial success, Walters's material was becoming even more vitriolic, offering a seething perspective on modern society. Such indictments, however, did not seem out of place in 1977, the year that punk broke, which is also when the band released their next album, Animals, on January the 23rd.
Released at the height of punk.
Height of punk, which actually is probably more scathing than any punk record that you're probably likely to buy at the time.
It's like Two Fingers Up in a much more intellectual manner.
Yeah, definitely.
Rather than just swear words, it's a bit more...
Yeah, it's a thinking man's punk album. It's very interesting as a result, and there's some excellent musicianship on that, and I think the band play very well on that. And I think it's a very underrated album.
The album was an Orwellian concept piece likening human beings to animals, even going as far as containing farmyard sounds to lend the right atmosphere. On Dogs, we get to hear one of Dave Gilmour's finest hours, with one of his best guitaring performances that stand up nicely to Walters's scathing lyrics about corporate greed. Ironically, it was probably Storm Thorgerson's famous cover that would remain in rock's collective consciousness the longest, making Battersea Power Station one of London's most unlikely tourist attractions. It would feature a pig flying through the famous white chimneys, which is supposed to signify hope amid the dark themes explored throughout Animals. If Dark Side of the Moon would still be breaking sales records 25 years after its release, the most enduringly memorable album would have to be the sprawling double set The Wall, released on November the 30th, 1979, which quickly became one of the largest selling double albums of all time and contained 28 tracks. The film, directed by Alan Parker and starring Bob Geldof, sees a musician, Pink, slowly going off the rails, extorted by the industry and paranoid by the power he appears to have over his own fans. Apart from a number of incidents drawn from rock and roll legend, there are many bibliographical similarities throughout with the decline of Syd Barrett and Roger Waters' ever-increasing feelings of isolation from Floyd's own audience, especially after Darkside had put the band into the global mainstream. The film, primarily shot in a series of flashbacks, offers a stark and unappealing outlook on the world of rock, and is perhaps Waters' most self-indulgent and insurgent work up until that point, especially as it also contained even more references to his father's death in When the Tigers Broke Free and In the Flesh.